Hi. Who are you?
I'm your hyperfixation.
Oh, you pick the focus.
I pick.
I don't suppose you could focus on school right now.
No, I want this.
No. No. Please not now. No.
I pick this.
We can't focus on this right now. I have a Switch now. I just got Relevant. I have, Animal Crossing that we could do. I could do another indie horror game. Please no, not this.
I pick this.
I can't blame her, though. Dirge of Cerberus was one of my favorite games back when I was in high school, and it's still one of my top 5 games to this day. I found it at a time where I kind of needed a direction, and weird as it is, Dirge of Cerberus helped me to come out of my shell, be sociable, and completely change me as a person. And since October is Vincent Valentine's birthday, my half-birthday, Halloween, and the point where the weather finally turns to my favorite season, I think it's the most wonderful time of the year. Merry Dirgemas, one and all! But Meg, I hear you say, Dirge of Cerberus kind of sucked. Why are we talking about it at all? Why can't we just let this stupid game die? And I get you. Even on Wikipedia, Dirge of Cerberus has some of the lowest ratings from both critic and player alike without getting into the mess surrounding it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back. Back in the mid-2000s, the Square Enix staff wanted to expand on several facets of Final Fantasy VII's story. From that we got Advent Children, which was great, Crisis Core, which was also great, Before Crisis, which I've never played but it looks great, and Dirge of Cerberus. The meh heard round the world. Originally, people thought that Dirge of Cerberus was going to be a character action game a la Devil May Cry, and that would have been pretty great. But instead, producer Yoshinori Kitase decided that he wanted to make a shooter game similar in layout to Resident Evil 4. And isn't it amazing how making a good game just meant let's imitate Capcom to them? Would that they could now. Dirge was announced back in September of 2004, planned for a release in 2005, which got pushed back. In May of 2005, Kingdom Hearts Funny Man and Dirge character designer Tetsuya Nomura said that it would be shown at E3 that year, but they didn't, because there were control issues with the game. Given that this was both Square Enix's and Monolith Soft's first attempts at a shooter, they were starting from the ground floor. And incidentally, when considering who to team up with for a shooter, Square Enix went for the Xenosaga guys, as opposed to, say, any other guys. I'm just saying, if you want to team up to do a new thing, you might want to work with people who do the new thing that you want to do, rather than going to someone who's doing exactly what you're doing. Like, how did that conversation go? I want to make a shooter. I'll help. Perfect. Do you know how to make a shooter? No, I was hoping you did. In September of 2005, their beta was postponed indefinitely, which always bodes well for a game that wasn't controlling well anyway. But rather than break it down and start from the ground up or throw the whole thing out and try again, they slapped together what they could and released DOC in Japan in January of 2006. And apparently they weren't happy with that either. Before the game released to America and Europe, it underwent major revisions, as creators weren't happy with the finished product. One of the most glaring ones was the omission of the Dirge of Cerberus online mode, a side story that gave all the background stories of the Spiets and gave my sweet idiot murderers some depth. They also gave Vincent a double jump. Okay. Despite critical panning, I think that gameplay is alright. It was my first real third-person shooter. I'd played other games in third-person where you're meant to shoot a gun, of course, but this is the first one that was asking me to aim, and aim accurately. The controls are a little heavy. Vincent moves pretty freely, but everything else feels slower and heavier when you try to pick up and shoot your gun. You're given customization options for each one, including picking what kind of barrel you can put on it and what kinds of materia to use for your magic. But ideally, you're min-maxing your gun, so they may as well just hand you your short-barreled machine gun, medium-barrel handgun, and long-barreled rifle from the get-go instead of having you pick that out. One of the most baffling things about the behind-the-scenes of the game is the soundtrack. Competent but boring Masashi Hamauzu did the bulk of it, which was nice. He's the guy who did the music for 13, which has similar weaknesses.
No, you stop it! Get out of my house.
None of them are especially catchy or memorable, and that might be why they brought on pop star Gact. He wrote 2 songs, Longing and Redemption, both of which slap.
So if the game kinda sucked, and the soundtrack was kinda weird, why do I like this game so much? Hey, Hyperfixation, why do we like this game so much?
Vincent's sad.
That's all you've got for me? We like Dirge of Cerberus because Vincent's sad?
Sad boy.
I have to admit, part of why I like this game is an attachment to Vincent. He is one of the characters I remember best from seeing my dad play it when I was young, and Dirge of Cerberus is his game, detailing him teaming up with Cat Daddy Reeve, voiced by Jameson Price, who sounds like caramel sauce being poured down your ear. Oof.
Vincent Valentine. Are you all right?
to take out the Sviets, a pack of genetically altered super soldiers who have been trapped underground in a Darwinian hell for most of their lives. They're trying to destroy the world. Vincent says I don't care, Reeves says please care, Vincent says okay, and so they join forces with a couple of Avalanche holdovers and Reeves' scout troop to save the day. But Vincent has apparently been going to therapy, and he tries to reconcile his past during the game, as the plot also drags in his problems with his ex, genius doormat Lucrezia Crescent, and her bastard husband, asshole scientist Hojo. While Vincent has main protagonist rights, the award for most development in a single character goes to Shulk, one of the super soldiers who ends up defecting to the side of good. At 9 going on 19, Shulk is cursed to be about 10 years old forever from the experiments that they did on her, I guess? They don't explain it very well.
If I don't receive my daily dose of Mako, this body wouldn't last a day.
Shulk has the ability to navigate data basically through astral projection, and she downloaded Lucrezia's memories, which ended up melding with hers and screwing up her own thought process. So in exchange for giving the Vincent squad the memories that she's downloaded, they help her to get the memories from interfering with her own mind.
By combining it with the data I possess, you may obtain a clearer picture of what you will be up against. And perhaps I can regain control of my mind.
She's totally mercenary about the whole thing until she isn't. Which was bad. Also, Gact shows up at the end.
But Vincent's problems are kinda lame too. And Shulk's arc is kinda weird. Why else do we like this game?
Boyfriend catalog.
It's not a boyfriend catalog. I only like 4 guys in the whole game.
Boyfriends.
They're not all boyfriends. But we do need to talk about the Sviets.
Murder honeys, stabby babes, killer daddies. The Deep Ground program was a rapture-based wet dream. Originally a medical facility in the 70s, Daddy Shinra had it converted into a military secret science base. And then all kinds of weird genetic testing shit went down with no regard for human morality. Shulk is a byproduct of that, but if you want a murder husband, we got you. Want to see if we can make a man that turns into an armadillo dog? Got you. Want to see if we can inject stagnant Mako into a fetus and give it powers as an adult? Got you. Want to see if we can make a soldier man who doesn't need the J cells to do soldier shit? Baby, we got you 6 times over!
I mean, I do love the Sviets, but it still doesn't explain anything.
You know, you can just like it.
Just like it.
Yeah. You don't need a reason to like things. It can just be something you like.
Even if it's hot garbage?
It's your hot garbage.
It is my hot garbage, isn't it? Happy Dirgemas hyperfixation.
Happy Dirgemas.
Are you sure we can't focus on school for once?
Yep. So, yeah, welcome to Dirgemas, where I'm gonna take the entire month of October to talk to you about the game that I've been hyperfixating on since I was 16. See you guys next week. Take care.